All right.
Hey, testing, 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 testing. What's going on, everybody? Everybody. What's going on? All right. Welcome to Mind Shift Monday. Hey. So, we'll go ahead and let's just keep them vibes going a little bit. I don't know how y'all feeling. I hope that, whether you're catching this on a Monday or whether you're catching this on Sunday or Tuesday, Wednesday, heck, you might be catching this on a Monday in 2025. It's all relevant. All right. We'll keep that in the background. Some good vibes. All right, everybody. So welcome to Mind Shift Monday. Today is definitely a very interesting day. So much going on in regards to energies, in regards to ourselves, in regards to, of course, always in the world. So I'm always employing people to, that's a key word, always remember that you can employ yourself. And I'm not just talking about with a job. I am literally just saying in general, because when you look the word up, it just means to put your energy towards something. All right. And I talked about that in my first book, Leading While Learning. How to employ yourself and what it really means when you're even unemployed, right? So, which I think is a big thing as well, dealing with empowerment, dealing with the definiteness of purpose, which is what we're going to be talking about today, right? Because it's just time, right? Like it's really time, okay? Like, stop all the other stuff and go ahead and step on in, right? So, of course, let me go ahead and get this started for you. Welcome to Mind Shift Monday, all right? As you can see in the background, it's definitely always leading while learning, as you can see. So, with that, welcome to Mind Shift Monday, all right, where we exercise everything else. So why not exercise? We exercising and exercising. It is spiritual. Like Mind Shift Monday is not just about it's rooted in the spiritual and just the whole aspect of our being. So we exercise on both ends of the scale. Everything else, why not exercise the way that we think and see things, right? And when we're able to do that, we're able to see things possibly from a higher perspective. And sometimes you may need to come in and see the details. Like you might need to see the writing on the wall. But maybe you've been looking at the writing on the wall for too long. Like you just been like looking at it for too long. You see? And it's time to just go ahead and come on out of there and say, you know what? Let me see what else there is that is being offered to me at this time, right? In the world, in my life, in general. And so that's what Mind Shift Monday is about. Okay? That's what it is about, right? You can have all of the whole perspective. It doesn't just have to be one way. It doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3 dimensional, 4, 5. It can be just expansive, right? But also being able to make sure that it is rooted in something as well so that you can have a foundation. So again, we exercise everything else. So why not exercise the way that we think and see things? Okay. Now, also with this, I have always said that Mind Shift Monday is a heart-based frequency. Okay. And it's not just, oh guys, I love you so much. I love you so much that it may hurt. It's like not in a bad way. It just might bring truth. It may bring correction. It may bring enlightenment, advancement, awareness. You see, when things come from the heart, it's not always going to be the thing you want to hear, but it's going to be what you need to hear. Okay? And you may get both ends of the stick. You might get in both ends of the spectrum. Okay? But it's neutral, right? It's balanced. So that way, again, with Mind Shift Monday, you'll be able to exercise the way that you think and see things, and you'll be able to see it clearly. Previously, earlier, when I first started these episodes, we did an episode on lenses and just how are you really seeing the world, right? And something came to me not too long ago, referencing that before we really get in, as we're leading into the definiteness of purpose. And, I was thinking about something for myself, and I'm like, there's a part where it's like, don't be so loving light to the point where you blind yourself from the truth that is for you, like staring you dead in the face, right? Like where you are literally removing yourself, the value from yourself, the power from yourself. Like, yeah, you're giving it all away, right? Because it's like you kind of just blindly going into things. You just like, like, you just open. You just going straight into it. And it's fine, that happens. Like, that's why they used to have the cartoons where you have the character that is literally la la la, and next thing you know, it's a boulder about to crush their head, and then they just like la la la, and they go on about their way, the fool's path, right? But we're even coming a little bit out of that path, right? And we're moving forward into a definite path or a purpose, right? Like a path where we know. It's like kind of like a mastermind or Pinky in the Brain. And it's like, no. I know. I don't know. It's okay. I'm clear. Like I'm clearing myself that regardless, I'm going to do the thing, right? There is a focal point, and I'm centered within myself that I'm going to do the thing. All right. So definiteness of purpose, right, being defined is literally where you're just clear and unwavering in the clarity that you're receiving within your moments, within your time, your space, your energy, your attention, just everything is literally just blatantly telling you this way, this thing, like it's time to go. Pop, pop, let's show up, And so, I was also being reminded of it through the book by Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. And it's basically where he's having this conversation, this consciousness of conversation with the devil. And he's asking him the questions to, really get to the root of like, what's your purpose? What are you really doing? And how do you have such a stronghold on people and things like that? And so they were speaking about the definiteness of purpose, you know, and just really being clear on, like, once you're really clear and you have that compass, you have that direction of where you need to head and what you need to do, then you go ahead and just show up. Like, it is tunnel vision, right? And even for myself, a lot of us actually need that, because for a period of time, you gotta just be gung ho. You just gotta kind of just go. You gotta unlimit yourself, okay? Because we've been limited. We've limited ourselves in so many ways that you have to unlimit yourself. You gotta, like, just let it all go. Like, look, hey, look, I'm taking this entire suit off that I done had on for all these other people, and where I was trying to fit in, where I was trying to, be like everybody else or something like that. It may be not. It may not even be that. It might just be the fact that it was just like, no, I don't really need that, or I don't really need to do that. That's a little too much. I ain't gotta come off like that. No. You need to show up. All right? You need to show up. Right? Which is why I'm doing this every Monday. Not just for the purpose of me purposefully showing up, but to also make sure that down the line, or tomorrow, today, or a second from now, or even if someone's watching this, shout out to everybody that's watching this on Spotify and listening to this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and on leadingwhilelearning.com. All right? As we continue to progress, because the main thing is, this is the way that I'm showing up. Okay? This is one way that I'm showing up. There are so many dimensions to how we can show up. But just choose one thing first that can help you expand more, that can help you have more capacity, right? Once you choose one thing, then you can say, okay, how do I step into this? Like, there, maybe it's something else presented, right? And you roll with it, right? Because it's all a part. It's cohesive to what you're doing. You don't, some things you may have to think about, because if you don't have the capacity to do something, you just don't. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize when it comes down to our purpose. And also, our purpose can be integrated into anything. First of all, your purpose is you showing up every day, waking up every single day, right? And walking into the environments that you are in. First, taking time for yourself and making sure that you are fully embodying who you are and not the distortions of who people think you should be, right? So that means if you're going to be showing up that way, guess what? There are going to be some places that you're no longer going to show up to, all right? There are going to be some places that you're no longer going to show up to. And the reason why is because you are fully embodying who you are supposed to be at this time and on earth, right? No matter where you are, all right? So, with that, I'm going to just go ahead and lock in so we can really dive into the definiteness of purpose. So, now, being definite within our purpose means finding that unwavering clarity in our hearts and minds about our true calling and passion. Okay? And it's about aligning our actions with our deepest desires and living with intention. All right? Like a powerful force of nature supporting us to break through obstacles and embrace change fearlessly. We can let go of self-doubt and step into our authentic selves, just like a storm clears the path for new growth and possibilities. All right, when you're really definite in something, you may end up all over the place, but you really don't. Like, you just become more expansive over time to be able to have the capacity to go, right? And let's just take a little time with that. And hold on a second, guys. All right, so okay, I'll sit back a bit. All right, so again, definiteness of within our purpose means finding that unwavering clarity in our hearts and minds about our true calling and passion. All right. It's aligning with our actions, with our deepest desires, and living with intention. Okay. And again, as we know that I've spoken about before, intention is like the process. It's literally the process. Okay. So, and it's a healing process as well. So, as we're coming into our purpose more and more and we're embodying that, it's not like an overnight celebrity type thing. It's more of a becoming and coming into the stages of development, right? And these are things that we should have been able to secure and along the way as we were becoming adults or growing, right? But again, we always have a chance and a choice to make the decision to heal accordingly to how we need to show up. So, again, but how do we channel this energy and stay focused, right? And stay anchored within our purpose, right? How do we channel the energy of definiteness of purpose? How do we really bring that in to catalyze to accomplish the thing that we set out to do? Because when you're definite in your aim, again, you're unwavering. It's like, yeah, no, I don't have time for that. Yeah, no. It's like, yeah, no, I don't have time for that. Or actually, I do. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and put a plan together. Let's make it happen. You're clear, right? So definiteness of purpose, as I was referencing from the book I was reading, it was basically talking about how it closes the doors of one's mind so tightly against things that are of lower nature, right? Of lower nature, that nothing can break through unless we form the habit of drifting. So, unless we decide to, be like, we basically open a pathway. Like we headed in this direction, but then it's like we might get distracted or we might get tired and be like, you know what, today gonna be that day. I just go back to doing this, you know, or go back to that group of people that you removed yourself from, or go back to that thing and that habit that you worked so hard to break, right? You did the 75 hard. You did 30 days, 28 days. You did 7 days. You did 24 hours, right? Of whatever it was you did to break that habit. And sometimes something in us makes us drift, right? Off the pathway of this definiteness of purpose, right? Because it might get a little boring. It might feel boring. It might feel like this is the same thing every day. Why do I have to do? Can I just add a little something to it? It may feel like that, right? So we may drift off. But the thing is, once you form that habit of drifting, it literally becomes a habit, right? So now you got to break a habit again, right? You got to exercise those feelings and that energy from yourself so that you can be definite in your aims and your goals and for your accomplishments and the things that you're setting out to do. Otherwise, it's like always starting the game over. It's like playing the game and getting to a point where you like, dang, I come to the same part every time. And you keep forgetting that little thing you got to do to just, jump over the fire, jump over the water, save the princess, whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? So, like, I remember playing Donkey Kong. I used to love that game. I used to remember playing Donkey Kong, and when he dived underwater, that used to be like my favorite part. But it was like this one thing, like every time there was like I couldn't get it, and I would not stop playing until I remembered those different routes of how I need to get up out of here. Because we in water. You think I want to be down here drowning? Like, no. We can sit down here all we want, but we're going to figure this out. So however many times, then eventually it just became to a point where it was just like, nah, bam. You remember you did this a few times. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and get up out of here. Next. Right? So that's having definite a purpose. It may take you a few times, right? It may take a few times, right? Until you're really clear on yourself, like, no, I'm not going down that route again. Okay? It's okay. Ain't no shame. I'm good. Like, I enjoy my experiences, but I'm good. I'm really clear on where I want to head. Even though it may feel like the unknown. I may feel like I've never been there before, right? But I'm clear on, and I'm definite in my aim. And once I'm clear in that, that's what it is. Okay, so the focal point has to be there, right? So how are we drawn from the definite of purpose? Like, what really draws us from it? It's indulging in things that keep us daydreaming more than taking incremental action and executing daily on these goals or accomplishments, right? For us to be successful. And when we say successful, when I say successful, I'm not saying successful like you're achieving your goals or these things, but every day there is something that we should be accomplishing, right? In some aspect, there is something that we should be accomplishing, right? So it's like, what is it for you that you said you were going to do? Like, are you really going to go against what you said? You going against your own word, right? Some people would say that's lying to yourself, right? But there is some incremental action that we should be executing on daily, right? It could just be one thing that we could do daily. You need to study? Okay, study. You need to write? Okay, write. You need to journal? Journal. You need to meditate? Meditate. You need to exercise? Exercise. You need to do them pull-ups, push-ups, tree-ups, grass-ups, whatever you're doing. You need to drink that water. You need to eat that fruit. You need to make that call. You need to follow up. You got a few things you need to take care of. Okay, that's cool. Right? That's cool. Prepare and create your day. Prepare for that. Right? When you waking up, go ahead and clear yourself and be ready to say, hey, okay, I know these are the things I need to take care of. I'm grateful for being able to take care of them, right? It's just some things you just like, you got to do it. So why not? Why not? And it's not to say that these things may not seem difficult, but that's why it's habit forming. That's why they state the forming the habit of drifting. It's easy to form the habit of drifting. It's easy to say, you know what, I'm just gonna keep eating that whatever it is I ain't supposed to be eating. All right? Or it's easy to be like, nah, I'm gonna keep doing this thing. Right? Or associating, right? Keep going down that same path. Keep not doing a thing. Like a lot of times, especially with people who are gifted, talented, most of the time, it ain't even that you're not, it's what you're not doing. Like, it's what you're not doing. It's easier to indulge in the easy things, like the things that's just like chill. But it's really what you're not doing that is a part of the resistance of like breaking through. Right? So taking incremental action and executing daily on these goals is what will like literally move mountains. Okay? I see it like this. Every time we do something every day, no matter how small or big it is, it literally will move mountains for you to the point where you will see it ripple throughout your reality and in other people's lives as well. Right? You'll be able to see this happen. You did this one thing and now this thing happened. It's a butterfly effect. It's a ripple effect, all right? So being born, we are born with the privilege of being definite. But a lot of us sleep on this privilege. So we have to adopt it as a policy by which one is guided in all affairs of our life. And it's just similar to like going with the flow. Like you can go with the flow. Mm-hmm. You can go with the flow. You're gonna end up anywhere, but in all the places. Like you're gonna end up all over the place, anywhere, right? But you can be definite in your flow, right? You can be definite in your aim. You know, an arrow goes with the flow, but it's got a direction, you know? So you just have to really be clear in like that one thing that you want to do and just do it, right? Clear in saying, hey, I'm gonna make this list of names or whatever it is and go forward with it, all right? So the same way we consistently work out, exercise, or build on negative or positive thoughts and actions by continually doing a thing, it's the same way defining a purpose works. It's a muscle that needs to be used and built with on the daily, right? Everything is a daily practice, right? If you're not practicing, like they say, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? Then you got to find your way back into it. Then you're looking for mentors and like people who are doing it, like, okay, I need to be reminded of what this looks like. And that's okay, that's fine. That's fine. But you have to use it, right? Like I said, being definite in your purpose can be easily waking up and saying, you know what? I know I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. Like it could be similar to doing a job, right? But then it's like, but why am I here? What do I? It's too many things that are familiar right now for what I need to understand of why am I even here, right? And then what also should I really be focusing on to make sure that when as I'm moving forward and I'm definitely in my purpose saying, hey, I'm gonna show up no matter what, how is that gonna ripple into your personal life to where the thing that you really want to do, you're being that you're proving you're proving to yourself that you're going to show up. Like it's like literally mirror effects, butterfly effects. Like okay, I see you willing to walk the road, you willing to do this, you're willing to do that. So why don't you do it? You see? So we'll be tested in different ways or being put in situations in different ways for us to be able to see clearly the outcome. Now, I understand everybody's life is different. Everybody has their experiences differently. So this, in any way, shape or form, for you, for how this needs to, be shared with you. I just hope that it meets you where you are, or you're able to share this with someone that may be able to relate, right? Because it may not be for everybody, okay? But I know for sure that being definite in your purpose is just showing up as your true self, right? A lot of people don't care to see people show up as their true self because to them, it may be too much, right? It may be too much. But what is too much, right? It's like telling the sun, like, bruh, girl, you every day you get up shining. Like what? It's like telling the moon when it's a half moon, or when it's a crescent, like, what are you doing? You're not even doing the most, right? And it might be at its most powerful moment, right? So it's like, I mean, doesn't matter what anybody else really feels, honestly. It's about, do you know what you truly need to embody when you show up? When you wake up every day, what is your policy that you're creating for your life to be definite in your purpose, right? What is your policy? Are you showing up in integrity, right? Are you showing up in your truth, in your honor, with respect, with reverence, right? With gratefulness, right? And let me go ahead and just keep going so we can get through, because I got some notes for y'all. So, it's just these few things, right? So we have to take this definite purpose and adopt it as a policy guided in all our affairs in life, right? What's the intention of, this partnership, a relationship, being a part of this group, this community, this whatever it is you're interacting with, right? And even if you don't know, let things be revealed to you. You could, being definite in your purpose is saying, I'm showing up. I'm showing up so I can find out. You may not get the whole cookie, right? You may not get the whole cookie. You might just get some crumbs for a bit, right? And then eventually it's like, wait. You're going to want the whole cookie. You're like, wait, look, okay, I'm ready. Where's the oven? You want me to help I need to put some stuff together, right? So that's being definite. All right. So lack of caution leads to indefiniteness. Lack of caution. That's similar to lack of discernment to me, right? Lack of discretion, right? Leads to indefiniteness due to being swayed, bribed, or tricked. All right, so something, and in this part, when I was reading the book, this part, they were talking about compensation and how people can be swayed by compensation to just forego their purpose, to forego what it is that they were supposed to be doing from the jump, right? So, and we do that in many ways, right? So being swayed, bribed, or tricked can cause indefiniteness, right? And having lack of caution. So just, keep that where it needs to be for you, or leave it on the table, however they say, Imitation becomes a fixed habit. All right. Now, at some point, as children, we imitate because we are trying to learn, right? And then as adults, we may imitate because we're taking in other people's information, and like we're taking in what we need and leaving what we don't, possibly. But still, imitation becomes a fixed habit, right? So once we know the power of our own thoughts, we become positive and difficult to subdue. All right. So once you know the power of your own thoughts, you no longer really need to, again, be swayed by some type of compensation or bribe or tricked, out of your purpose, out of that definiteness of what you said you were showing up to do. Again, lack of caution, lack of discernment, lack of discretion, right? Lack of certain things, lack of value. You may not even value yourself. So as soon as somebody offer you the first something, you like, yeah. Anything right now, I do. I'm good. Yes, please. Yes. It's just like how they say every client is not your client. You have to know your clientele. That's not your market, right? So it's like these things we learn on the fly, on the go, but you also learn it once you are no longer swayed as well. And you can just be clear in where you're headed. All right. And being definite in your aim. All right. So also hesitation, procrastination, and indefiniteness removes you from your purpose. And I can see that. I definitely can see that, because lately I've been thinking about self-sabotage. I've been thinking about, what's the other one? Imposter syndrome. For myself, I can remember so many moments where I didn't have to think about anything. It was just like, okay, we're doing it. Okay. And it's like it's kind of that going in the flow energy, but it's not. It's more of I'm confident that whatever it is, I can do it. We getting it done. We gonna have fun. I'm riding. Let's go. Like, let's go. And then there got to a point where there was so much external the validation coming in, or maybe even having to go to others to ask for permission to do certain things, that it literally distorted that feeling or that sense of purpose that I had, even though I was still embodying and walking in my purpose and definite in everything, because I was still like, well, we're gonna find another way, right? But it just became like I realized that I was taking in other people's like distortions. Like, when you do give your power away, right? Because it's like someone can tell you no, right? And you like, see, this is why I gotta have my own building. Or this is why I gotta have my own thing. Or this why, okay, well then this is why I'm going to end up doing this way. So I don't have to be told no, right? But there's still going to be what they say, delayed but not denied, right? You can be delayed in a lot of things. You can be told no in a lot of things, but that doesn't mean you're being denied. It's the same way as they say, rejection is protection, right? Yeah, that really may not be for you, right? And so, again, it's more of a thing of, once we are in our power and we know the power of our own thoughts and we become positive, we become difficult to subdue, right? And hesitation, procrastination, imposter syndrome, right? Self-sabotage, all those things that make us hesitate and procrastinate, all those things that's like, I'm just going to keep fading in the background. I'm going to fade out because maybe this is not the place for me. Maybe, I don't need this show. Shh. I'm not even here, guys. When really you should be loud and proud and showing up, right? Or using your voice, as they say, using your words, right? You should be showing up and using your words. All right. So if you get that idea, act on it. You want to learn a new skill, go ahead and find a school or instructor you want to enroll with. You want to gain or lose that weight or gain strength, start doing something every day toward it, right? Definiteness is also intention, purpose driven, and goal driven, right? We're on accomplishment right now. What is it that you need to accomplish right now? You might just need to wash your clothes, right? You might just need to fold them up, right? You might just need to get rid of some stuff. Like sometimes we take accomplishment to this big, broad area in life, right? But it could just be the minor things that literally ripple into those areas of our life, right? That ripple into our personal and business development. You know, if you can do the small things, but then if you can do the big things, if you can go ahead and tackle it, right? It makes it a lot better because then you can come back. What they say, usually they say, do the hardest thing first and then go into the easy things, right? So you just have to know what's best for you. All right. This is Mindshift Monday is not something where I'm talking at you. I'm talking with you. We're definitely doing this together. That's why I'm bringing up things that even have come up for myself. Okay. Because Mindshift Monday is literally transformative in how we think and see things. And as we move forward throughout the week, we can let these things settle in, right? Or after you watch this, you know, whether you got a notepad with you, whether you need to do some meditation, whether you need to go for a walk it off, whatever you need to do, you know, you need to just exercise it off, whatever you need to do to step into your full embodiment for how you want to show up in the world is literally what this alignment is about, is what this show is about. All right. So again, definiteness is also intention, purpose driven, goal driven. The things that you will have to watch for along the way are literally greed for power, an egotistical expression that may violate the rights of others, right? Choosing the wrong deal or contract or compensation altogether, right? A lot of people, you know, they get on the road, they get definite in their aim, and they like, man, I can do better, I can do more, you know, and they start configuring and coming up with all type of things start coming their way. Let's say that. Things start coming their way. Things look more attractive, right? Something looks more attractive. Some, you know, that conversation might look more attractive. That other relationship may look more attractive. That other deal or contract or agreement or job may look more attractive, right? You know, but is it really for you right now? Like, is that really a part of where you're really supposed to be headed? You know, but again, greed for power, you know, wanting to just take it all in for yourself, right? And then start violating other people, you know, because you're on a power trip, right? That's a no-go. Violating other people's rights, violating their free will, right? How can you violate someone's free will when free will is given to them by the Most High, by God, right? By the source of all living beings, right? Even the chipmunk got free will. We can't interrupt that. The only thing that can interrupt that is if they run into the street by mistake, right? We already in the way, right? So I'm just saying, like, it's got to make sense, guys. Okay, so willpower and reason is going to be your best bet. Being definite in all your thoughts and deeds, just really being precise and saying, you know, having that clarity, that unwavering clarity and clearness, The willpower and reason is what clears everything away for you to see things exactly how they are without having to be too high, be too low, just really just being amazed, but still saying, just having the humility to still just say, hey, this is where I'm heading, this is what I'm doing, and I don't need to, sacrifice no certain things. Like I don't have to humiliate anybody. I don't have to, degrade anything or myself or anyone. Hey, everybody shows up differently for whatever it is they want to do in their life. But all I'm saying is when you're definite in your purpose, these are the things that are going to come up, right? And so with Mindshift Monday also being heart-based frequency, also being make sure that we are staying clear and connected in our mind, right actions, right effort, right understanding, what you say and what you do, right? That total alignment. And then also the will to follow through, right? In the right way. That's pretty much what we're here for. All right. So, so one main thing I also want to mention too is, dealing with the energy and the times that we're in right now, we're dealing with the power of transformation and renewal. All right. Renewal. What do we renew in life? Right? We renew contracts, we renew agreements. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're like, yeah, no, I'm definitely not signing that. I'm definitely not putting my John hand. I'm not signing up. No, I can't do that one. Nope. Or it may just be a short-term renewal, right? It may be a no contract, month to month type renewal, right? It may be what else do we renew? Our car tags. Y'all know y'all renew. Well, I don't know. Y'all renewing y'all car tags out there? Hope y'all are. And well, Georgia's a little different from everywhere else. But yeah, car tags, emissions. It's a lot of different things. It's all type of things that we have to renew in life materially, right? So spiritually, mentally, physically, what are you renewing within yourself? What's being renewed? What's being transformed? All right. There's this thing where it's like Mother Nature herself is giving us a chance to reset and rejuvenate right now. If you're into the different planetary alignments, then it's real retrogradish with Venus right now, or just all these different aspects of everything. And to me, I thought about one day, I'm like, I don't care how retrogradish I look, I'm still moving forward. Like a planet looks like it's going backwards, but it's moving slow when it's in retrograde. It looks like it's moving backwards. So it's really just giving more time to process and transform and be renewed and regenerated, right? It looks to the eye, it looks like it's moving backwards. So something in life may look like it's moving backwards, but I guarantee you we're still moving forward, onward. Everything is still looking up. All right. No matter the situation, no matter the circumstances, right? Everybody is having their experiences right now, whether it's dealing with grief, whether it's dealing with healing, whether it's dealing with, the transitions, the many transitions that we go through, right? But the main thing is no matter how it looks, things are moving forward, right? You may just be getting denied because that's just clear. These are clearly not the places, right? And it teaches us a lesson also that before we get to this point, Why don't you just set yourself up right the first time? Why don't you listen to the clarity and the clearness of go ahead and stack up for them 6 months? Go ahead and stack up for them 12 months. Go ahead and do the thing that's going to give you the stability and the foundation. So if anything happens, guess what? You're secure. You're safe, right? And you can still put forth your best effort, right? You can be empowered, right? It's a lot of things that happen where we just give it all away, including our money as consumers, right? And then you look around, you be like, now, I done spent all this. I've been spending money on food, right? Food, right? So what's really going on? You know? So, and again, it's not for everybody. Whatever you're spending your money on, it could be luxury, it could be anything, right? But then something comes up and you like, damn, I gotta pay this. I gotta renew my tag. I gotta renew my insurance. And you set it up for where you pay the 6 months out. You pay it in full for the whole year or 6 months. Now, of course, you can change things, but I'm just saying, all that money you were spending, yes, you had fun spending it. That the trips that you went on, all that stuff, yes, it was a glory, right? And you're gonna get through it. You're still moving forward. But all I'm saying is don't complain. Don't complain now. You knew it was coming up. And if you didn't, well, surprise. Be ready next time. It's just certain things where it's just like, next time you'll be ready. Because who wants to keep experiencing the same type of hits on our nervous system, for survival, right? To me, it's like a thing with making money, right? Like, it still is a survival mode to me. There's a point where you're thriving, right? There's a big point where you're thriving, right? And then after a while, it's just kind of like stacked up. It's just like you just kind of just stacking into oblivion because you're right. You're good, right? But until you get to a point where it's just like, then it's always going to be a survival mode. It's always going to be a survival mode, right? Like, I feel like in the United States, the people, the citizens, according to the debt, right, just reflects the country. It reflects the country. The country's in debt. The people are in debt in certain ways, right? So it's like these reflections need to change, right? So how are we changing them? Through the definiteness of our purpose, by making sure that these things that we're learning from, we go ahead and set ourselves up so that, because again, I don't care what it is, we always are going to experience these cycles, right? And when that point comes back around, right, you can be on a certain level where you don't feel it the same way because you've set yourself up to embrace it differently, right? More stability, right? More grounded, more rooted, just like a tree, okay? More rooted, all right? You've nurtured it, okay? You've nurtured yourself to be open to this, all right? So again, fresh new beginnings, all right? And so also looking at things, as the storm, right? And I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, it's all type of storms, right? Whether figuratively or whatever the other word is. Whether in the weather or in our lives, okay? And I'm just like, I know that it has this daunting effect because there are certain things in life that we don't expect to lose or that we don't expect to go through, right? But when you're in the path, right, of a storm, that storm is doing its thing, okay? Especially when we're in nature. Like, it's going to be resourceful. It's going to gather. When it's in the water, it's like just like tsunamis, right? It gathers up as much energy as possible. Now, I'm not talking about no man-made anything, right? I'm not talking about HARP and all of that. I'm talking about real natural disasters, okay? Or things that occur naturally, right? A storm gathers energy. It will stay in the ocean for as long as it needs to in a certain point. And then on the radar, when the weather people are actually looking at it, they're going to say, like, okay, it's moving in this direction. It seems it's moving slow. It may look retrogradish. It might look like a retrograde. It may look like it's going backwards. It's like, oh, wait, it'll change this path. And then it's like, no, now it's gotten 5 times larger, right? It went over there to just collect a little bit more energy. It was like, wait. Let's go ahead and get that out. Let's go ahead and get this and, being very resourceful. And so all I'm saying as well is that, there's a fierce wind blowing through our lives, challenging us to grow, evolve, and awaken to our true potential and purpose. Okay? It's a call to break free from the limitations and basically, as Mind Shift Monday, see from a higher perspective and soar like eagles. It's like literally come out and just be like, you know what? I'm out here, right? See things from a whole nother perspective. Get into it. Get into the thick of it, right? See the trees for the forest or see the forest for the trees, whichever way it goes, all right? And so also, here's the juicy part, all right? Even with like the planetary alignments, right? They're just a lot of what's going on right now is also urging us to speak our truth fearlessly. Fearlessly. Right? There's been too much passiveness of the people when it comes down to like just in our own personal lives, right? Being empowered there first, right? But then also being empowered to say, yeah, no. Like, do we really even have a say in where money goes besides Ukraine? Right? Like, they weren't able to confirm. I was reading an article today about Niger in the US, right? And how, the president there was like, yeah, no, the US can keep their aid, right? You should be using that for your own land. Like, you're making sure your homeless is good, which is true for whatever we need to be doing. Like, why? Like, are we trying to please them? It's like, it's dealing with that compensation, right? It's dealing with, we gonna give you something, but it's attached to something else type deal, right? Is that something you're willing to? Is that a bribe or an agreement that you're willing to accept? Or are you definite in your purpose? And you're like, yeah, no, nah, that's definitely nothing. That's not what I want to renew. We're not renewing that contract. We're not renewing that agreement. Take care of your own, whatever it is you got going on. Because I see a lot of missing pieces where you at, right? And of course, it's a lot of other things. But all I'm saying is we're breaking free from the limitations, okay? And we're speaking our truth fearlessly, okay? Taking the extraordinary nudge from the universe to step out, all right, of our comfort zones and be unapologetically ourselves, okay? and dance in the rain of our passions and purpose, right? I love being in the rain. You know, one thing that's my favorite thing to do is definitely dance in the rain or go running in the rain or be in the rain. Like, to somebody else, if I'm walking down the street, right, and I get caught in the rain, they gonna be like, oh, dang, I feel bad for them, right? But to me, I'm like in a whole nother world. I'm like, hey, it's all good, right? Now, unless it's just a day, I just don't, so it might be a day where I'm just like, yeah, no, this is definitely not it. But at the same time, like, I'm gonna find a reason to be like excited about the fact that, okay, it's raining, because most of the time I'm usually in the right place doing the right thing to where it's not happening. It's like, oh dang, it's raining out there. Or dang, it rained, I missed all of that. Like, it was flooding and doing a whole bunch of stuff in Atlanta the other week, and I was just like, la la la. And I saw it on videos on social media, and I'm just like, wow, I ain't like people like y'all was messed up out there. So it's just like, you know, you just gotta have a certain way about yourself when it comes down to being definite in the things that you want to do, and like just being purposeful, right? And unapologetically yourself. Embracing the power of transformation, seeking clarity, and paving the way for a new and amazing chapter in our lives. All right? Like, literally, fresh slate, new. Okay? Like, fresh. So fresh. Like, I heard something today where it was like, basically, like, be rewarded for your pain. Like, why keep holding on to the thing that gave the pain, right? When you can release it and receive a reward on the other end by going through it, releasing it, and then like literally receiving a reward for it because you made it through, right? Like, you made it through, right? You didn't stay in it, you didn't wish it away, right? You were just you're unapologetically yourself and decided, hey, yeah, I went through that, I've been through that, I've done that. And now it's time for me to see the other side of this. All right. So I think that's it for today. Oh, so I did want to make sure y'all journaling, okay, during this time, during all times, however much you can, okay. Make sure you're journaling. Make sure you're praying, your meditations, your mantras, your affirmations, whatever, everything that makes you feel centered within yourself, okay, and definite within your aim and your purpose to accomplish your goals. All right. And reflect on your passions and how you can align with your actions, right? Your mind connected to your heart and your will, your divine will, the divine will that's on your life, right? Your divinity. All right. Your divine purpose for being here on this earth. Why are your feet firmly planted on this earth when you wake up? When you open your eyes? Why are you staring into space? Right? Why are you looking at yourself? Right? We're a whole being. Being. All right? So, yeah, just staying focused and definite in our purpose. Practicing gratitude each day, expressing gratitude for the opportunities that come our way and the challenges that push us to grow. All right, and gratitude will open our heart to the abundance of the universe and what God is preparing us for and putting us in position for. Okay? Or, the source of all living things, the creator, however it is for you. Okay? I want to be clear on that, right? And then also, make sure you're breathing. Make sure you are breathing. Okay? Deeply breathing, taking time out to just breathe through your nose, right? Taking that time. Do it 13 times and just feel the difference, right? And just feel the difference, okay? And focusing on our will, the solar plexus, which is a part of our body structure, right? Our systems, okay? The seat of our personal power, and visualize it glowing with confidence and strength. More than anything, we need the confidence and to be confident in being definite in our purpose. So we don't have to waver, right? We don't have to hesitate. We don't have to procrastinate, okay? And we can practice on just getting better every single day in all areas, okay? And also tapping into our inner resilience. And also, right now, which I just purchased 2 aloe vera plants. So, aloe vera and lavender are great for this time as well. Aloe vera represents healing and protection, just like the storms cleansing nature. And then lavender soothes the mind, promotes balance, helping us stay grounded during change. And for aromatherapy, because I realized that I need to give myself more smells, right? Smells can do so much for your senses and your awareness and just being grounded and definite in your purpose and just in life in general. And even for our nervous system, even for our brain and for our thinking and just for our clarity, everything. So right now, eucalyptus and peppermint essential oils are fantastic. Okay, eucalyptus energizes and revitalizes, and peppermint I love. When I tell y'all I love peppermint oil, like they have a well, you know, I didn't get it for the blunt part, but they have a spray, car freshener spray, peppermint. When I tell y'all that thing is banging, banging. I'm talking about people get in the car and they just all they can do is deep breathe. It's like you can neutralize everything. Somebody getting in your car mad, they might be like, "What is that smell?" And then eventually they gonna calm down because it's like, damn, they're not gonna have a choice, right? So, we gotta set the tone in our environment. So peppermint stimulates clarity and mental focus. Okay. So, yeah, man, it's a time for breakthroughs, innovative ideas, connecting with like minded souls, embracing this energy to expand our purpose further and collaborate with others who share our vision. All right. So, that is most definitely the end for today. All right. That's it for Mind Shift Monday. Remember, we're all in this journey together. So we're going to embrace every bit of it, whether it's a storm, whether it's whatever, anything, everything. We're going to embrace every bit of it. We're going to cherish the transformations and we're going to keep shining our light because that's what we're here to do. Okay. But don't be so, bright that you blind yourself from having the clarity and just being able to see clearly what's in front of you, being discerning, having discretion, right? No lack of caution, right? But also not hesitating and procrastinating and self sabotaging or denying yourself just off the strength of, right? No, we're not doing that. Okay. So, again, this is Mind Shift Monday. I so appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're watching this on any other platform, then thank you so much. I am very grateful for you. Make sure you share this. Make sure you subscribe, follow, do all the fancy things they tell you to do, notifications, every bit. And I will see you guys sooner than later. And enjoy the rest of your day. all right, in all of your moments, okay, and experiences, and be intentional in everything that you do. All right, I'm out. And I'm gonna bring the music back right fast.